Alright everybody, this is my first time ever doing like a YouTube video. Give it a shot, see if there's any interest in it, how it goes, kind of give you a step-by-step on how I personally mount a deer, like how I do all the beginning work to the face, get those muscle details to pop, get the nose cavity cut out, eye set, just all the clay work to the face, all the little stuff. We'll see if there's any interest in it. I'll post it on YouTube, see what happens. So let's get started on it first. So there's the deer. Kind of angle this up a little bit so you can see. Do that. All right. So first, like if I was doing a competition style piece, if I was putting it, if I was gonna take it to a show to see if I could go to competition style for it, where judges pick it apart and whatnot, what I would do is I would come in here, I would draw a line over the nose here, kind of like so, around the front. So like that. I'd come in with the saw, I'd cut that straight across here and then flat, and then the whole nose would come off, and then I would come in from the back side and I'd cut out the nostrils and all that. But since it's not going to go to a show, the next best thing that I figure out what I can do and it still looks good is I take a drill with the drill bit, the smaller one. I come in here, so I drill it out. Oh, you can't see that side, I'll do this side. Get it about that far. Then I come back with a little tool that I rigged up with a little piece of sandpaper on it. Come in and sand it down, get that fine tune on it. And clean it up. Get those round edges back. It still gives you the definition look you're looking for. Saves a little time without cutting the nose off. Come into this side. So get it about that point where they both look pretty identical. That's the front. We'll move the camera over here. So there you can still see inside of it. Gives you that that depth of it, where it looks like a real nose, and what I try to put into every mount where it makes it look like they're alive still, because most people, they just leave it whole and then they just paint it, and I don't like doing that. That's the easy way of doing it. A little bit more time, a few minutes, looks a lot more better, more realistic. So after that point, we come in with some like flesh tone paint, and then we just paint the inside of the nostril, because naturally it's a flesh tone color in there. We come in, we paint it. Paint that side, get this side painted. A good amount of paint in there. See from that angle already, right there, you can see it already got that realistic definition to it. And then come back with the rag and just clean up a little bit of the excess of it. So that's that. Next step that I take is I come in with one of these saw tools that you can buy from any supplier of taxidermy supplies. And this I use to cut tear ducts, and then the mouth slot for when you're mounting. That's what you tuck those into, and then you tuck the lip into. So I come in. You want to come in at like kind of like a 45-degree angle upwards. And you just follow that, lift that mouth around. Bring it back, just clean up the excess out of it. Angle it back into there. Do the other side the same way. That's that. Come in. Put your hair back out. So, me personally, I like to come in right in here at this angle, right up here at the eye. After I cut the tear duct, I like to cut that, because when it comes mounting time, that's what I'll push the eye into and give it that look right there, what it should look like for a realistic looking eye. So the next part I like to do is you want to get that face muscle. So on your early season mule deer or early season animal, whatever it is, they're short hair, they got that summer coat coming out of it into their winter coats. So you want to work all these muscles and the veins, and that'll just pop those muscles, what I love in every mount. In your late season deer, your October, here in Nevada, it's October when we hunt deer with the heavier coats. So I like to put this muscle detail into it right here. That's my biggest thing right there, that one. It's one of their main muscles, like how they chomp and all that. So I just I start with a file. I come in and I just kind of work it a little bit. Just kind of get the outline of it. Something like that, just get the outline, and then I take sandpaper, whatever you got laying around works. Come in and blend it all together. So that's that side. I'll show you the front of it. You can kind of see how much it already looks like it'll pop rather than this side. So do that to both sides, and then I'm gonna get the other side done real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, so the next part, I take a needle, or not a needle, this little tool with the sharp edge. It's kind of like a dental tool. Use that edge, and I come in and I scratch up the eye sockets. That's both sides. The reason we're doing this is so when we set the eyes, we put clay in there, and the clay has something to hold to, and when it dries over time it doesn't move or nothing. Just makes a good bond. And then after you get the eyes cut, take a stout rougher, yeah, it's called that right there, if you can say it, stout rougher. Has sharp edges on it. I use this, come in and scratch it all up. When you're doing the face, you just want to lightly scratch it. You don't put a lot of pressure because you'll start tearing it all up. So it's a light scratch. throw that on the ground, no big deal. But after you get to that point, after you scratched it all up, I'll show you what it looks like up close. That's what the eye looks like. It's kind of like a tic-tac-toe pattern. It's the front of it, it's kind of bright. Side of it. So that's the face, and then you'll end up doing the scratching part to the whole body. Scratch it all up. So the reason you scratch it up is when you do clay, you want the clay to have something to grab to, like clay on the nose pad, up around the top of the head, eyes. If you need to add any clay into the face to make more muscle pop, if you don't got it deep enough, some people they do add clay. I feel like I don't need to add clay once you get it good deep and you find out what you like and what makes it look, makes pop better. So, and then scratching, and then you'll put the hide paste, and I'll give something to hide paste too, so it's not just that smooth foam, whatever it is, because it won't adhesive, it won't bond to it. So scratching it, that's why we scratch it, so it has something, that glue has something to stick to, and then it sticks to the hide, and then that's just kind of steps on how you make a quality mount, rather not using it or doing it different ways. It's the way I was taught, I learned. I changed a few things from what I learned, but this is mostly the same stuff that I learned when I went to school. So this is the first video I've done. Subscribe to my page, like it, comment if you want, comment what you want to see next. Next video, what I'll do is doing all the clay work around the eyes, the skull, the face, do all that, explain it, show some how I use my ears. What I use for ears, I use ear liners. This guy was a fighter, so I had to cut out the ear. I like using ear liners rather than Bondo. Bondo just doesn't give it that real look. With ear liners, you get that real definition look. So, like I said, come back. I'll have part 2 of this deer. I'll post later. So, go ahead, comment, like, and subscribe to my page if you like what you see and you want to see more. I appreciate your time, and you guys have a good one, and everybody stay safe out there.